Hello and welcome to a quick video about the Bakerloo line, passenger information displays and informations about the route selection progress by Dovetail Games, but as always, let's watch the trailer. So let's take a look at some interesting shots of the trailer. And stop. First thing we are going to take a look at is this clock on the left here, which will be displaying the actual in-game time, as well as the mirror, which is almost next to it, which will help us to see what happens at the platform more easily. Both of them will be working in Trains Rail 2 as it's getting released according to the last Q&A from Dovetail Games, so don't worry. Personally, I think it's quite nice to have a mirror to check the platform behind you, as well as having a second clock instead of just the one you will have in your HUD, but let's get to the second shot here. Sounded a little bit weird, but next thing we are going to take a look at is the amount of details Dovetail Games is putting into this line, for example Baker Street. And that's not the only station which is special. Almost every station has a special look. That's why Dovetail Games said that the Bakerloo line is the most difficult route they ever created. Even though the route is only 23 kilometers long, it will have 200 services when it's getting released and 25 stations, which is quite a number. So, I'm sorry to say this, but the West Coast main line isn't going to be part of Trains in World 2, even though it would be nice to have I-trains there like they did with the Wuppertaler Schwebebahn, but they don't have any of the needed assets in their library. Sorry. I know we already talked about details, but I just saw this one YouTube video about the London Road Depot and I just had to compare the scene. I mean, it looks almost the same, doesn't it? I guess the next point could be the reason why you even clicked on this video, because now we are going to talk about the passenger information displays. And yes, they are actually working, but only as long as you're running on time, because they are based on a schedule. And no, this will not be featured on the Schnellfahrtstrecke Köln-Aachen, or at least not at the launch of the game. The passenger information displays are going to be featuring the next trains approaching, as well as a train approaching warning in case a train is coming. So the last thing we are going to talk about will be the route selection progress, which will be the compact version of it, because I want to upload this video today. So there are around 14 people in the company who are there to pick the routes, and they have to go through a lot of filtering. Like if they can get a license for the locals which are on the trains of the route, or maybe different signaling systems. Of course, they also have to be careful to not choose a project which will take half a year to create, because it's like 150 kilometers long and has 40 stations on it. I mean, come on, would you wait so long for a big route? And by the way, if you have any suggestions about the route, you can always submit it in the forums, and trust me, even if they won't choose your route, they will still check the forums to see what kind of routes are being suggested the most, so they will more likely choose a route similar to yours. Okay, so before this video takes me too long, I want to finish it before it gets too late. Oh, and sorry if it seems like a little bit rushed. So anyway, have a great day. Bye. Oh, and 2 points for spotting the subscribe to TSW 4K.